Hi, my name is 1QFOODPLATTER and this is 1Q Food Platter. Today we're making pounded yam. But before we go on to the pounded yam, let me tell you a little bit about yams. I love yam actually. We have several. You have Onitsha yam, we have Abuja yam. You know, a lot of people prefer this because they say you can boil or you can pound with this and you can make pottages out of this. You also have the Benue yam. You have what is called efuru, and that comes out about the same time as Onitsha yam, which is when new yam is just coming out. And those are the two varieties I prefer to eat because, you know, the starch and the way it boils and the taste of those two, Onitsha and efuru, are my best during the new yam season. Now, talking about new yam, I plant yam as well around my house. And so when I have old yam that has started sprouting, what I do is that when I've eaten the rest of the body of the yam, I cut the head and I keep and plant. And that's it. I just look for soil around the house and plant. And guess what? We have harvests like the one I had this morning. Really satisfying, you know, when you dig up yam like this and you see that you're not going to pay, you know, money for it. Just the nature providing you soil and you're good to go. This I harvested actually last week, is drying up, and this would make such a nice dish, you know, with a little yam pottage for me. So back to our pounded yam. The word pounded yam, you know, now we have poundo yam. So I'm asking myself, what I'm about to do, is it pounded yam or poundo yam? Because, you know, I'm going to be doing it in a food processor. That, I believe, cuts a lot of time out on the preparation of pounded yam, particularly if you want to have it during the week. But some people tell you that they can tell the difference between the mortar pounded and machine pounded. Well, I'm not going to argue that with them, but what I'm going to say is that when this is done in the machine, it is smooth, it has the viscosity you need in every pounded yam, and it saves time. My water has been boiling, so let me peel and we get going. I think the thing is to try as much as possible to cut the yam into small cubes. So you cut into small cubes so that the cooking time is reduced. So you peel. And I know that in the southwest, part of this is what is used to make amala. So nothing goes to waste actually with yam. So you cut. Like I said, make sure the cubes are small and you find out that cooking time is reduced for you. So that's about it. You don't also want it to be soggy. The idea of dropping yam in water is to reduce what is called oxidation or browning, because you find out that when yam is left, particularly new yam, it just turns brown. But really, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just oxygen that is affecting the yam. You know, in the villages, also the peel of yam is also given to goats to eat. So look, at the end of the day, it's all about sustainability and nothing goes to waste. So let's see if we can beat that time of cooking this and getting pounded yam ready in just 15 minutes. You know, to save time, I had been boiling my water. So we just drop the yam in. So we do that, and hopefully this cooks 10 minutes and we're in the food processor and pounded yam will be ready. I don't know what you like to have your pounded yam with. I like with okra soup. I just like the way the pounded yam rolls in the viscosity of the okra or ogbono. Some people like it with egusi soup, some with afang, but for me, okra, pounded yam, perfect combination. So we'll allow that to cook and then we'll come back and pound. So we'll check if this is cooked. I'm sure it is cooked because you know I'm going for my 10 minutes. Yes, cooked soft. So we'll start to pound now. Turn off the light. I'm going to do this in 2 portions just so that this pounds very well and puts less stress on this little machine. You know, with mid-seasoned yam, you need to keep some water you use in cooking the yam to help you soften this to the consistency that you want. Okay, so we pound. So you go intermittently, you check just to see if you need a little bit water in. For me, I'll get it smooth first, then add the water. That took, you know, I say less than a minute. So I will add some water. You know, some people like their pounded yam soft, some other like it hard. For me, it's somewhere in between. Not too soft, not too hard. I think that's it. So we'll just wrap this. It's very smooth, very smooth, very smooth. Yeah, that's the pounded yam. Done. Okay, so we wrap now. This is a treasure in every Nigerian home. Coolers. I mean, it's so convenient to store food and keep warm. But what I've done is, to make it extra warm, I add my napkin so that I cover the pounded yam in there. I had cleaned out my cellophane, and we will wrap now. So just dip this in water. I'll get this out. Scrape out. This is so smooth, not lumpy at all. I mean, I can imagine sometimes when you pound, and it has happened to me a couple of times, that you pound with mortar and my goodness, is half lump, half whole yam, half pounded yam. Yeah, so then we'll take this. You know, this is about a convenient ball size. You know, sometimes I tell people that the pounded yam should be about the size of a tennis ball. And my goodness, I hear people laugh at me that, I mean, that shouldn't be enough for people. But look, eat a lot of soup and just fill up with a little pounded yam and you're good to go. Because, you know, if you're doing this for dinner for 3 days, 4 days, 5 days running, trust me, before you know it, there's a pot out there. So keep your bowl size small, load on the soups, and have a nice meal. So this is the way it is. I think we call this tangerine shape, you know, because you get this serration around here or grooves around here. So we wrap that and we keep. And it then becomes convenient because, you know, the thing with pounded yam is that if you do not wrap it in cellophane or keep it warm, it forms a hard film on top, and we don't want that. So we try as much as possible to keep it warm. So and scrape again. And you know, this is mid-season yam, so it's quite viscous. But if you're pounding new yam, I always advise, you know, because new yam does not get dry, like they say, quickly. So you add a little bit of gari and pound it, and you have a nice texture. So when you're done, you cover just to keep this warm. And you know, you can do this 2 hours before the meal time, and you know that your pounded yam is settled, and then you can go ahead with organizing the soup. For me, I'm going to have mine with okra. Yes, so let me do justice to this. Yes, I mean, really, the texture is just the kind I like. You know, that little water I added made all the difference. Smooth, not too hard. Yeah, let's see. But like I said, for me, it's about okra soup and my pounded yam. You know, I recommend 1 bowl of pounded yam, particularly if you're an adult and your lifestyle is sedentary. But trust me, with this, I was tempted to go for 2. Now, did I achieve this 15 minutes? I could have, and really I can. What I needed to do was to cut my yams into smaller cubes, and trust me, in 15 minutes, pounded yam is on your dinner table. Now, don't forget to subscribe, because that's how you get new recipes when I post them. And I like those comments to come through. That also encourages us to do better. So till I come your way again, keep cooking, and I'll see you in the next video.